Look at our solar system. Rocky, tiny Mercury, hellish Venus, our vibrant blue planet Earth, and its red neighbor, Mars. Then came the gas giants, Jupiter and Saturn with their majestic rings, Uranus spinning like a barrel on its side, and icy blue Neptune, each with a distinct character, a different world. So how did these disparate worlds, this celestial family, come together? How did a simple cloud of dust and gas in the endless void of space transform into such complex and diverse planets? This is the epic story of the patient and relentless power of gravity, a construction project spanning billions of years. It all began some 4.6 billion years ago with a giant molecular cloud floating in a quiet arm of the Milky Way galaxy. This cloud was composed mostly of the simplest elements, hydrogen and helium, but also of heavier elements, stardust, that had been scattered across space by the explosions of previous generations of stars. This cloud could have floated on its own for millions of years, but a shock wave from an event like a nearby supernova jolted the cloud, causing it to begin to collapse under its own gravity. This collapse caused the cloud to spin faster, much like an ice skater speeding up when they close their arms. The spinning cloud gradually flattened due to centrifugal force, forming a ball that condensed at its center and a giant disk that rotated around it. We call this disk the protoplanetary disk. This was the cradle of our solar system. As it attracted more and more material, matter at the center of the disk compressed, heated, and condensed. When the pressure and temperature reached unimaginable levels, nuclear fusion reactions began. Hydrogen atoms fused into helium, releasing immense energy. This central ball had become a star, our sun. The sun had been born, and with its intense radiation and stellar winds, it began to sweep away some of the lighter gases from the surrounding disk. Meanwhile, a more interesting process was taking place within the disk. Within this billions of kilometers wide disk, dust grains and ice crystals began to stick together. We call this process accretion. First, thanks to static electricity, microscopic particles clumped together to form pebble-sized structures. These pebbles gradually coalesced into boulder-sized objects known as planetesimals. Now the rules of the game had changed. These planetesimals, reaching diameters of several kilometers, possessed a stronger gravitational pull and began to vacuum up everything smaller in their orbits. It was a cosmic billiards game that lasted billions of years. The planetesimals collided with each other, merged, fragmented, and formed larger bodies. Hundreds of planetary embryos formed during this process, but only the largest and luckiest survived. In the inner disk, closer to the sun, temperatures were extremely high, causing volatile substances like water and methane to evaporate. Here, only metals and rocks remained solid. Therefore, the planets that formed in this region, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, were small, dense, and rocky. Farther from the sun, beyond a boundary called the frost line, temperatures were much lower. Here, substances like water, ammonia, and methane could remain as ice crystals. This meant there was much more solid material available for planetary formation. The planetary embryos that formed in this region grew their cores much more rapidly. When their cores reached 10 times the mass of Earth, their gravity became so strong that they began to pull down the massive envelopes of hydrogen and helium gas surrounding the disk. This gave birth to gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn. Uranus and Neptune, however, formed even farther away, in a region with less gas, and remained smaller, becoming known as ice giants. At the end of this violent and chaotic formation process, which lasted millions of years, the surviving planets cleared their orbits, either swallowed or expelled the remaining debris, and the solar system assumed its present, relatively orderly and peaceful state. Each planet we observe is a unique world, a living testament to that cosmic birth, born from that primordial cloud of dust and gas, shaped by the patience of gravity and the power of time.
The Door to Knowledge, presented by Toyer TV. Don't forget to take your place on this path of discovery and enlightenment.